बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम वसल्लल्लाहु अला नबील करीम. Today, I would like to say a few words about the Quran. You know, Quran was revealed in the first quarter of 7th century. Quran is an Arabic text of Islam. It is preserved in the complete sense of the word. Quran contains more than 6,000 words. But according to my study, there is one verse of the Quran that is very special. It's very strange. Out of more than 6,000 words, there is one verse is very special, very unique. That is about sabr. Sabr means patience. Innama yuwaffas sabrun ajrahum bighayri hisab. It means that people of patience will be rewarded greatest reward. It is very, very, very strange. People generally take patience as a passive attitude. Some say that it's cowardice. Some would say that it's cowardice. But Quran says that patience or sabr is so important that God Almighty will give greatest reward to those people who keep patience. Why? Why? The reason is that there are two different aspects of wisdom: ideal wisdom and practical wisdom. Ideal wisdom and practical wisdom. The whole world was obsessed with ideal wisdom. According to my study, the whole world, all the generations all generations, people were obsessed with ideal wisdom. They always wanted to achieve ideal wisdom, ideal justice, ideal system. But it is also true that no one was able to achieve his goal. No one was able to achieve his goal through ideal wisdom. This is the problem. Quran points out that in this world, people are free. Everyone is free. So everyone is free to misuse his freedom. This is a very important point in this regard. So due to this situation, it is not possible to achieve ideal wisdom. Ideal wisdom simply is not achievable. Only practical wisdom is achievable. There is a verse in the Quran about the Prophet. يَعْلَمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةَ. The Prophet teaches kitab, that is Quran, and hikmah. Hikmah literally means wisdom. But here I understand that hikmah is in the sense of practical wisdom. Practical wisdom. This meaning of the hikmah I discovered from the seerah of the Prophet. The Prophet of Islam never followed ideal wisdom. He always followed practical wisdom. For example, when Prophet started his mission in Mecca in the 610 AD, at that time the holy Kaaba that was built by Prophet Abraham was filled of idols. There were more than 300 idols in the premises of Kaaba. This was the situation. You know, Prophet of Islam was Prophet of Tawheed, oneness of God. And Kaaba was center of this mission. But the situation was that at that time, people turned Kaaba as a center of polytheism, that is idol worship. It was a great, provocative situation for the Prophet. It was a highly provocative situation. So, according to ideal wisdom, he must do something about this phenomena. But he never reacted. He never mentioned. He simply visited Kaaba. Over there were gathering every day, gathering of worshippers. He used to ignore the presence of idols in Kaaba. He simply stood before those gathering and availed them as his audience. Our books tell us that he used to say, Ayyuhan nas, Qulu la ilaha tuflihu. O people, say there is only one God, and you will be success. This was practical wisdom. He ignored the presence of idol in Kaaba, and he availed the presence of gathering at that time. He ignored the presence of idols in Kaaba and availed that gathering as audience. This is practical wisdom. And this hikmah, this wisdom was totally, the whole history was unaware of this wisdom. You know, historians generally say that history is history of crime. Philosophers say the history is history of evils. No one was able to discover that why it happened. It happened because everyone pursued ideal wisdom. Everyone wanted to establish ideal wisdom. As it was not possible to establish ideal wisdom, so they failed. This failure of reformers, if there are evils, if there are crimes in the world, that is due to bad reformers. They wanted to establish ideal wisdom, while it was not possible. Never pursued the concept of practical wisdom. Practical wisdom means that inna mal usra yusra. Practical wisdom means in your society, in every system, there are problems. At the same time, there are opportunities. In nature creates opportunity, while mind creates problem. Mind is free, so he misuses freedom. So, according to the law of nature, every time there are opportunities. according to the law of nature, every time there are opportunities. But at the same time, man creates problem. So the best wisdom is to ignore the problem that was created by man and avail those opportunities that was created by God Almighty. This is the wisdom. So Prophet of Islam always followed this formula. He never pursued ideal wisdom. He always pursued practical wisdom. You know, an American scholar, Dr. Michael Hart, has published a book, The Hundred. The Hundred. He places Prophet of Islam, at, he gives first place. He gives Prophet of Islam the first place. He says that he was the most successful man in the history. Dr. Michael Hart says that Muhammad bin Abdullah, the Prophet of Islam, was most successful man in the whole human history. But he failed to point out what was the reason. Why he became supremely successful? Why? What was the reason? According to my study, the reason was this fact that he never ran after ideal wisdom. He always followed practical wisdom. In this sense, Prophet Islam was first in history, first in whole human history. For example, Prophet was born in Mecca. Mecca was his homeland, his hometown. But those people who were living at that time, they were idol worshippers. Prophet Islam was uh, man of Tawheed. So those people were angry with him and they said, "We will kill you. You have to leave Mecca. Otherwise, we will kill you." This was a great challenge. Majority of Sahaba wanted to go to fight. They say, "It's our homeland. Why we will leave our homeland? We have right to live in our hometown." So they wanted to adopt the method of violence, war. But Prophet said, "No, we will migrate from Mecca. We will go to some other place." So Prophet of Islam migrated from Mecca and settled in Medina. At that time he said, "أمرت بقرية تأكل القرى يقولون يسرق بها المدينة." I'm directed to settle in some other town, and that town will swallow all the towns. It means it was practical wisdom. And why we go to war? Why we try to kill other people? But better option is that leave Mecca and settle into some other town and exert your time, your energy in 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 dawah planning. Instead of going to battlefield, we have to go to dawah field. Instead of going to battlefield, we have to go to dawah field. We have to plan dawah work in some other place. So the migration was was not from Mecca to Medina. It was from war to peaceful planning. When Prophet migrated from from Mecca to Medina, that was not simply going from one place to other place. When the Prophet migrated from Mecca and went to Medina, that was not simply moving from one place to other place. That was moving from one state to other state. In fact, it was moving from one state to other state, leaving battlefield and going to Dawah field. And this planning worked, and the whole Arabia was Islamite. Whole Arabia was Islamite. This is practical wisdom. You know, a British philosopher, his name was E. Klett, has published an article about Prophet of Islam. He says in this prophet, in this, he says that about the Prophet of Islam, he faced FACED. He faced adversity with the determination to wring success out of failure. I would say, with some slight change in words, I would say that he faced adversity with the determination to use practical wisdom, emerge as a master of situation. He faced adversity, but due to his due to wise planning, Prophet of Islam faced adversity, faced enmity, faced opposition, but due to his wise planning that was based on practical wisdom, he emerged as a master of situation. Instead of becoming victim of situation, Prophet of Islam was great planner, wise planner. So he emerged as a master of his situation rather than victim of the situation. This was the secret of his success. This was the secret of the success. And this wisdom is given in the Quran. People generally believe that Prophet was every time received some messages from God. Is that correct? In every day, in every moment, he received some direction from God Almighty. That's not correct. God Almighty sent Quran as a book of wisdom, and Prophet of Islam was able to tadabbur, to reflect, to study, and find out that wisdom. So extract wisdom from the Quran and applied it in Mecca and in Arabia. Prophet of Islam was a great thinker. It is wrong to say that every time there was an angel to tell him what to do, what not to do. No. Prophet of Islam was a great thinker. He's a great philosopher. He discovered the applied Quran. Al-Hikmah means applied Quran. He received Quran from God Almighty, and by his study, by his tadabbur, he discovered and applied Quran. He applied the teachings of the Quran in Arabia. He applied the Quranic teaching in Mecca and Medina and Arabia, also in the whole of the world. And and that wisdom was based on practical wisdom. If you follow, if you if you run after ideal wisdom, that will lead to to war. But if you follow practical wisdom, that will lead to peace. It's very important to understand this point. Very, very important. If you follow practical wisdom or Quranic wisdom, practical wisdom is Quranic wisdom. If you follow the Quranic wisdom, you will be able to turn your negative to positive. You will be able to find out friends from enemy. You will be able to turn your 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 defeat into success. All the positive things, all the good things practically can be achieved only through practical wisdom. Nothing you cannot achieve anything through ideal wisdom. For example, you see the Muslim Brotherhood of Egypt, they're fighting since 60 years. And they want to achieve ideal justice, ideal justice. They failed completely. They ruined the country, the whole Arab. They ruined the whole Arab, not only Egypt. They created the problem of Palestine because they are pursuing ideal justice. Muslim Brotherhood, the goal of the Muslim Brotherhood is to achieve ideal justice. But what happened? What was the result? They ruined this Egypt. They ruined Arabia. They ruined the first Palestine. This is the greatest wisdom given by the Quran. The Prophet of Islam was great thinker. He extracts that wisdom from the Quran, like honeybee. Honeybee extracts nectar from the flowers. Honeybee extracts nectar from the flowers. Prophet of Islam extracted nectar of wisdom from the Quran and applied it in his life in Arabia and in his mission. This was the success of the Prophet of Islam. I think that the the this aspect of the Quran is like an untold story. This aspect of the Quran is like a untold story. People don't know. People don't know what is the gist of the Quran. What is the greatest contribution of the Quran? What was the secret of success of the Quran? There are so many books. They praise the Prophet Islam that he was successful man, this and that. But no one, according to my study, was able to discover what was the secret of success. Secret of success was that he never followed idealism. No. Although as a person he was idealist. As a person, as an individual, the Prophet was idealist, in complete sense of the word, in complete sense of the word. Although Prophet was an idealist, but he, at the same time, he always followed practical wisdom, ideal, practical idealism. He never followed theoretical idealism. He always followed practical idealism. In this sense, he was the great thinker of the history. In this sense, Quran is the great book of wisdom. And in this sense, Prophet was the great thinker of the history. Personally, he was idealist. Personally, he was an idealist. But in life, in his mission, he always followed practical wisdom, practical idealism, idealism. In theory, he was an idealist, but in practice, he was practical idealist. This is the secret of the Prophet of Islam. But it's very strange that no one discovered this fact from Quran, from Sirah. No one was able to describe this. No one was able to describe to to discover this fact. Myself, and I discovered this fact after long study. Long. I can say that through study of lifetime, it was not easy to discover this fact. Because this fact is, any, you cannot find this fact in any book of Arabic books, those Arabic books. In commentary of the Quran, in commentary of the Hadith, and book of Sirah, in the book of history of Islam. There are thousand books, but no book mentions this fact that Prophet of Islam was an idealist person, but at the same time he followed almost practical idealism. I think I think that the whole world needs this this wisdom. People ask, what was the contribution of the Quran towards history? I would say this was his contribution. The whole world is in need of this wisdom. Muslim or non-Muslim, both religious and secular, both are in need to know this fact that as a person you can live, you can adopt idealism. But when it comes to society, when it comes to the system, when it comes to the collective life, you have no option other than to follow the practical wisdom or practical idealism. So this is our mission. We want to tell people the untold story of the Islam. We want to tell the people the untold story of Islam, untold story of the Prophet of Islam. This is our mission. This is our mission. Our mission is a non-political mission, non-communal mission, non-material mission. The whole focus of our mission is this. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.